I'm concerned, Mr. President, because every time we talk about DOLE, we talk about the importance of managing underemployment and unemployment. And in terms of magnitude, the number of unemployed individuals in September 2025 of this year was posted at 1.96 million. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. President, distinguished colleague. This is higher than the number of unemployed individuals in September of last year, 2024, at 1.89 million. In fact, in August of this year, 2025, the number of unemployed persons was estimated at 2.03 million. So, Mr. President, this year, September 2025, ang unemployment po natin ay 3.8%. May we know what factors resulted in the low unemployment rates, especially this year, Mr. President?
Well, Mr. President, before the flood control issue, the country is doing well in terms of jobs production as well as economic growth. We all know that our fundamentals are quite strong, and our fundamentals are getting stronger. But however, with this flood control issue, admittedly, construction actually slowed down, no? And so we are seeing a slowdown in our economic growth, and that will also translate into more jobs that will be lost in the next few months if the decline in the construction industry continues.
Is it just construction sector, Mr. President, that is being affected by this mess on flood control? The outside forces, Mr. President, the emergence of the artificial intelligence and robotics, Mr. President, are these also factors, Mr. President? Because while this is an improvement from previous months, it's still slightly higher than the 3.7% as earlier mentioned by this representation last year. Hindi po natin kasi pwedeng baliwalain ang pagtaas nito at alam natin lahat dito, Mr. President, dito sa bulwagan to, kahit na maliit man yung pagtaas, bawat decimal point ay katumbas po ito ng libu-libong mga Pilipino na walang trabaho, nawawala ng trabaho o napupunta o napupush dun sa tinatawag na underemployment category. And this should push us, of course, to examine whether our current programs are equally or are actually creating yung pong tinatawag na long-term, quality jobs, and not just temporary or seasonal work, Mr. President.
Well, Mr. President, the employment losses came from administrative and support service activities, manufacturing, transportation and storage, public administration, defense. But there's also some bright lights. For example, fishing and aquaculture expanded by 26%. In fact, I saw this in the report. Human health and social work activities expanded by 28%. So may mga bright
Human
spots.
health, wealth?
Human health.
Health.
Yes. Agriculture and forestry also expanded by about 1.4%. Dati nakikita natin madalas ang agriculture agriculture experiences negative growth, but this time around we're seeing some bright spots in agriculture. But this is before the typhoons that we experienced in the fourth quarter. No? So, but prior to the fourth quarter, agriculture seems like it's reviving.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to show a table here with regard to the unemployment and underemployment data. And let me show from 2019 to 2025, if we can show this. Actually, in July, Mr. President, July of this year, 2025, the unemployment surged to 5.3%. And this is the highest, no? Highest po ito since the pandemic. While underemployment also climbed to 14.8%. If we can show the table. July of 2025, unemployment po ay 5.3%, underemployment climbed to 14.8%. And Mr. President, what is even more concerning is that underemployment continues to affect our it affects our significant workforce, significant portion of our workforce, and I believe this tells us that job quantity alone is not enough. At ito lagi natin na pag-uusapan sa EDCOM kasama si Sec Kiko, Chairman Sherwin. Job quality must be our priority, no? So, Mr. President, bakit po ganito kalaki yung I wanted to again plead the indulgence of everyone if they can actually show the table. But again, let me focus lang dun sa 2025 of July, 5.3% ang unemployment at 14.8% ang underemployment. And gusto natin malaman kung bakit ganito kalaki yung volatility sa ating job quality indicators, Mr. President. At ano nga ho kaya yung mga pangunahing dahilan kung bakit po bakit employed nga pero kulang pa rin sa kita, kulang sa oras, kulang sa oportunidad ang ating mga manggagawa, Mr. President?
Well, dito ho papasok ang galing ho ni TESDA Kuya, Mr. President, si Director General Kiko Benitez. Because one of the reasons kaya nakakakita rin tayo ng underemployment is the perennial job skills mismatch. And this is where TESDA will come in, because TESDA can address this mismatch because it moves much faster than the higher education or the academic higher education. And another aspect which I found out today is the gig economy, the emergence of the gig economy right now. Yeah, which makes sense because a lot of this gig economy, on demand po yung kanilang trabaho, pero hindi naman ho laging na meron pong kailangan ng meron pong kumukuha ng kanilang services, no. So okay. And also the gig economy, it's alam niyo ho ito, no? It's a emerging economy, and also tracking them down, getting information is also another challenge because they're not technically in the formal sector. So those are the two reasons, Mr. President, the job skills mismatch and also the rise of the gig economy, Mr. President. The gig economy, I think it's a good and bad, no?
Mr. President, we have been espousing the passage of our Freelancers Act, Mr. President. At alam natin, Mr. President, that up to now, this particular sector ay napaka-vulnerable dahil they are not protected by any labor laws, Mr. President. Mr. President, muli, no, gusto kong tutukan itong underemployment. Ibig sabihin, kulang kasi sa kita, kulang sa oras, kulang sa oportunidad yung ating mga manggagawa. Of the total underemployed, Mr. President, in the data that we received from the Philippine Statistics Authority, in September 2025, total employment in September 2025 is 58.5% work less than 40 hours a week. 58.5%. Less than 40 hours a week, including po ito those who did not work during the reference period. So, visibly underemployed po sila. And 41.5% naman, 41.5% work 40 hours or more in a week. So sila yung invisibly underemployed, Mr. President. And tama ho kayo, would you say na ito po, it suggests a persistent job skills mismatch between, again, the skills of our education system produces and the actual demands of the labor market, Mr. President?
That's true, Mr. President, and that's why one of the direction, and I know this for a fact, one of the direction of our DG in TESDA is to address the job skills mismatch by making sure that the industries are well coordinated and also on board in terms of coming up with training regulations and also with the right training modules. So ngayon meron na tayong 96 industry boards, no? Which is up from 15 when the TESDA Kuya came in, no? So that's almost 6-7-fold ang create ng industry board. So this is really to make sure that the industries are being heard, the recommendations are put into work, and meron tayong forecasting kasi mas alam naman talaga ng industriya kung anong skills ang kailangan eh. No? So I'm very happy to hear that we have now over 90 plus industry boards working with TESDA.
Yeah, we're very happy about it, Mr. President, because you and I know very well the past 5-6 years in this institution, in this August chamber, we keep on talking about it. We keep on talking about the importance of industry-led programs and initiatives. Otherwise, we keep on pounding on something that is not needed by the industry. Bali, wala po. Just to ask, Mr. President, how many training regulations do we have now in TESDA?
$339.
339. And these training regulations, as we are all aware, in the TESDA family, goes, ano nga ho tawag doon? Na-check po ito in every 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. No? Tama po rin.
Every 3 years, tama ho kayo.
3 years na-check pa rin kasi you're talking about how many programs again. When I was there, it's more than 20,000 eh. Ganun pa rin po ba, Secretary? The programs, 20,000 pa rin po ba yan? Plus? Or masyadong madami, no?
Tama ho kayo, mga 20 plus.
Oo, at,
20,000 plus.
Oh, and when you talk about job skills mismatch, importante talaga na meron tayong direction and focus. Because if you are approaching these challenges that we are facing right now in such a way na disabog yung gamit mo, hindi mo matatarget. For example, ngayon, emergence of artificial intelligence. In South Korea, they're already taxing robots because they're competing with their human resources. In Saudi Arabia, they proclaimed Sophia robot as the first Saudi Arabian citizen robot. Nung a year ago, dito sa Senado, sinabi ko, na-meet ko yung si Barista Ella na sa Singapore. Aba, ito pong nakaraang buwan, napunta ako sa SM Mega Mall, nakita ko po, nandun na rin si Ella, Barista Ella. So, if we're not going to be very sensitive with the programs that we are implementing, ang bilis mawawala, no? Kaya po ito yung dahilan kung bakit gusto ko po itong banggitin sapagkat pag tinignan po natin yung employment facilitation program, for example, right now, if we can also show itong employment facilitation program, sa atin po bang Senate Committee report, magkano po ang budget na inilaan natin dito sa mga programang ito? Isa-isahin ko lang po na yung promotion of local employment, I think youth employability, job search assistance, national skills registry program. Ang nasa GAA po noong 2025 ay 1.210 billion pesos.